the way to the max.
We
Turned up by the way to the max.
We turned up, yeah.
Turned up by the way to the max.
We turned up, yeah.
Turned up by the way to the max.
We turned up, yeah.
Turned up by the way to the max.
Ay.
This shit slap, this shit black.
shit
Tell the
black,
DJ, won't you bring that back?
Bring
Turn
that
this
back.
motherfucker up, had the whole club spank.
You should change your name to Lola Clappers. That'd be dope.
Whatever. I'm not changing my
Don't do
name
that.
to that.
No, because then you're approving of the name he's calling you. So.
Right, exactly. I should
That's
do
why
black
he'll
and
call
white
himself
today.
Slide Devil. He's like, I'm not a motherfucking Slide Devil, and be like, hey, baby, what you doing tonight? How you doing? And DMs and shit. Cairo.
Not
The more
wrong.
and more I get on Cairo,
You're
I'm
not
like,
wrong.
yeah, see, that Slide Devil did. Speaking
You just see me on Friday.
of Slide Devil, did you end up going on that date?
Huh?
Did you end up going on that date?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later.
Oh shit! I don't know. I'm all excited to know about Cairo's adventures because Cairo he know how to make it a intricate story about things.
I'm dead.
Yes,
Well, that being said, thank you for tapping into the Authentic Podcast. I'm your co-host, Cairo Spencer, here with the creator of the show.
No, you gonna have to do that again. You got to intend the podcast, Intriguing Nerds, nigga.
Yes.
Go ahead and thank you for tapping into the Authentic Podcast, Intriguing Nerds. I am one of your co-hosts, Cairo Spencer, here with the creator and also host of the show, JT, on the side over here. Say what's up. And at the bottom of our screen, we got Miss
Motherfucking
Lola
good.
Miss Lola Clapper's first lady of the show.
Oh, God.
Hey.
Miss Club Booty herself, yes.
This is what we're doing? Wow, okay. Thank you for tapping in with
you
us.
say that every time, like you're not used to it.
I literally
Every time.
I'm surprised every time.
Imani had a blow up doll. It would be the same four things, you know. Oh, really? That's what we're doing? And then, amen.
Wow, a blow up doll that says amen. That's interesting.
Amen. And then the long sentence one would be, so it's once a cheater, always a cheater?
You being catty. You know what? Don't get me started on your JT catch lines. Do not get me started. You forgot hilarious. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm.
That one, hilarious. That's the fourth one. I knew it was another one.
I prefer an action figure or a Barbie doll, but it's cool. No, but blow up doll is not cool. But anyways, Barbie doll. Here we go.
If Imani had a blow up doll, I might have to get into blow ups for the first time.
I will not be a blow up doll. I will not. I should start doing that. FYI.
He has to edit that into the thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
You see, I just got my photo up right there. Oh shit!
All right, are we ready to start?
I'm not comfortable having another man in my background though, but it's for purpose, so I don't care.
Are you ready? I'm just gonna start.
Yeah. I'm parking right now. Hold on, another 5 seconds. Yeah, motherfucker! Yeah.
2,
Shit.
It's DC.
Thank you for tapping into the Authentic Podcast, Intriguing Nodes. I'm Nodes. I'm going to do that again because I said, oh gosh.
Bloopers.
Okay.
You should start doing bloopers too.
Oh, we got bloopers.
Thank you for tapping into the Authentic Podcast, Intriguing Nerds. I'm your co-host, Cairo Spencer, here with the main man, JT, over here on the left.
Mr. Love Game in the motherfucking house. What's up?
That's his name. And also our first lady, Miss Lola Clappers, at the bottom, Imani Faye.
We're really doing this Lola Clappers thing. DC stand up. Got to throw DC real quick. I represent. But anyways, thank you for tapping in with us.
I was waiting for her to say one of her 4 catchphrases. Hilarious. Oh, you really gonna go there?
Yeah.
Are we really doing
the
this
other
today?
one?
This will be doing.
What's the one? Amen.
If we ever decide to release merch, we're gonna create an Imani either stuffed animal or a series of stickers that just has her phrases on it. I think
I'm with that, low key.
Before you got on, Imani was talking about having her own blow up doll.
No, I was not. Imani does not even talk about
a blow up doll. Or
who was talking about that? Don't lie. Don't lie to the public. I got it recorded, so don't.
No, I'm
imagine
saying,
Imani with a blow up doll.
JT,
I don't need to imagine
JT.
Imani with a blow up dog because that just feels creepy to me.
Isn't it?
If her man wants to get a blow up doll version of her,
only him. Which he don't need that because he got the real thing, baby.
Yeah, he got the real thing. That'd be kind of weird.
I'm gonna order mine on priority. Priority delivery.
Wow.
Imagine finding out your coworker had a blow up doll of you. That'd be wild.
That would be very.
It would only be wild if the man has a blow up of a girl. If the girl, it won't be as weird if a guy saw a blow up of him. I guess it would be weird because it's like, how the fuck do you even get a figure of me to get it blowing up?
That would be gross, man. That would be gross. That'd be gross.
I thought it flatter at the same time.
So I'm trying to think. I don't really feel like I had a coronavirus check-in. I don't.
Fuck Rona.
Well, I can just say this. It's funny because I was driving the other day and I was like, you know how we used to always talk about dating during COVID? And I was like, oh, I don't see a difference. It's the same. I get it now. Because it's different when you're like in a relationship during the time everyone's quarantining because it doesn't really matter because you're still spending time. But if you're like single and you need to meet new people, I was kind of looking and I was like, okay, now I see what they mean about this. Because now that everything's open, people are like, oh, let me get back in the gym real quick. Let me get this BBL real quick.
Oh God! now people are starting to care about themselves again. They're like,
what is BBL? I've been seeing that. Exactly. What is BBL? I hate to sound stupid. What is that?
Brazilian butt lift. It's when you take fat from one part of your body and put it in your butt and your hips.
I know. I know.
It's a bad idea. It makes sense. I'm gonna remove this fat that I already don't put it back here. But
I was against it, but if I had a girl and I was really rocking with her and she wanted something to do her solid and I was gonna wife her, I'll do it. I just come to grips with that just recently.
I don't know, bro. I see these pictures of like celebrities and stuff who have like, beautiful wives, but you can tell that they've been like had work done, and I'm just like, it looks weird.
It's starting to get more and more noticeable for sure. Anyways, but yeah, so now I get what you're saying.
But speaking,
let me ask a question about. Can I ask a question about the body done? Do you feel the man? Does a man have priority to a woman that he paid for a body? Like if you pay for a woman's body, Cairo, do you think that she has to be your girl forever? Because that kind of sucks about somebody's body and then it don't work out and then somebody else is taking that.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, I would be
crazy you bring that up. I can't remember what football player did it, but there's a football player talking about how like his girl like at one point like got like breasts or whatever it was, and like after they broke up, like he took them shits back.
What? Like what?
He pulled a Quavo, huh? I want to talk about that.
Like, how do you take them?
I kind of want to know, but I kind of don't want to know how he took
he pulled a Quavo on Sweetie.
Yep, he took that car right back. That shit was, I'm not gonna lie, that was hilarious.
Quavo, that's on him.
Quavo is lame anyway. I want to say that.
That's on him. Period.
It's funny because I mentioned it briefly on an episode when she was on here. But Quavo, because I ran into Cairo and Matt some months ago when she came out here last year, and because she was visiting, she was like, "Guess who was trying to holler at me and was asking me to go out with him and stuff like that?" She's like, "Quavo." I was like, "You lying?" Well, I know she wasn't lying. She was like, "Yeah," but she didn't. She just gave him her number. Well, she got his number and stuff. Said she's a singer and stuff. She was like, he was straight trying to pick her up in the whip. I was like, no surprise. She was, and like I thought he got Sweetie and shit. I was like, so what the fuck does that do with him being a nigga?
Bro, she should use that.
Them dudes in the industry, they tries it.
But Cairo and Matt is different. She's not starstruck, so she ain't gonna get caught up on oh my God, it's Quavo, let me ride in the car with you because he was like, you're a rush.
I met both Quavo and Sweetie.
Yeah, I met the Migos before and a few.
And then apparently she was on. Her ex was Justin Combs, I guess, and she was on the show with him and stuff.
She used to date Keith Powers too. Mm-hmm.
And he trying to, I don't know who that is. And Quavo, I guess, trying to be in his feelings, like that's how you gonna do shit. Like nigga, all the hoes you been fucking, you mad she on the show with her ex, nigga.
Yeah, bro.
Get over yourself.
Right, dog.
I think he was more mad about like her going off on Twitter, but regardless, y'all do anything interesting this weekend? Nothing.
I got me some cheeks. Actually, no, I didn't. I lie. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I'll say if I did. No, I didn't.
Okay.
You about to say your mood is usually completely different when you do.
Maybe next time.
No, that's not true. Because there's plenty of times I got something before the pod, and you didn't know. I just didn't talk about it.
Okay, so I guess it depends on how it goes as to how you announce it. Anyways,
no, it's my life. Life was great, and I was just hyped that day. It wasn't about the pussy. It was just hyped.
Okay.
Yeah, well, since the last episode we filmed, it was my daddy-o's birthday. He would have been 49. As you all know, my dad passed July last year. So it was my first birthday without him here on Earth, which was very hard. I would pan my place so you can see all the photos of him up, but we threw a little party for him, and and then I was on vacation. It was very nice. My boyfriend took me out to different places. He tried to keep me, he tried to comfort me.
Occupied. Yeah,
exactly. So it was a beautiful week. I got back to work and they, definitely showed me that I missed a little time, but it's cool. It's cool.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing.
Shout out to my father.
It's a good thing it's the dating show because I actually went on a date this weekend.
Yes, I want to know about this.
Me too. I'm waiting.
All I'm gonna say is that it was a great time. We're talking for 4 hours.
Nice.
4 hours.
Oh, nothing.
No, about stuff. Like we went to this.
I know.
Place.
I'm just talking shit.
We went to this place and met up around 8:30. And I hadn't looked at my phone the whole time. And I looked up at one point and it said 11:11. And I was like, "Yo, we been
what?"
And then we just we left.
I'm in love.
We kept talking around. Stop it. No.
It's the number.
I'm a romantic ass nigga, but no, not love, not yet.
He's like, wait a minute, baby, it's 12 o'clock and we're still talking. Oh my God, the universe was speaking to us.
I'm on the clock, on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets.
So let me stop out because I'll do some shit like that too. I'll be like, girl, we've been together for 4 hours and we ain't talking about sex or nothing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
I'm bad.
I fucked
up your solo. Go ahead, Cairo. I fucked up your solo. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I'm done singing now. No, but it was a good time, great experience, and we'll be seeing that.
You get the cheeks? So you ain't gotta answer that. You gotta answer that.
No, I'm not even come on, bro. You know me. I'm not pressing for that on a frick. Come on.
My devil. Shut that shit up.
I want that the first date. Just saying.
She was like,
JT, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like at one point she described me. She basically said that I have the best. I have the best parts of Steve and Stefan Urkel.
Oh gosh, not this again.
This is what JT says all the time, right? That I'm funny and goofy, but in a good way, not in a super extremely like Urkel was, but I'm also give off very much Stefan smooth and all that good shit. So that was funny. I thought that was funny.
Duh. I was never saying. Although I said that shit talking, it was truthful shit talking. That's why I stick with it. I kept saying it was an old joke. I'm like, but Cairo is Urkel and Stefan.
Yeah, I am literally.
You are. I really feel that because you're dorky as all day, but you're so smooth with it. You're the smoothest dork I know, the smoothest nerd I know, intriguing nerd.
Smoothest dork I know. I'll take that one. But yeah, so that was a good time.
But that's the key. That's why we're intriguing nerds. I'm a nerd. Shoot, I don't act. People, they get to know me, they learn it. Imani's a fucking nerd. She's just pretty, so people ignore it. But Imani's a fucking geek her damn self.
Is she a nerd? Imani, are you a nerd?
Sorry, y'all. What did you say? Am I a nerd?
Are you a nerd?
I'm very intelligent, but nerd, that kind of insinuates
your ass is a nerdy,
and I have plenty of swag. So no, I'm not a nerd. I'm just
because no, because Imani looks the way she looks, she could get away with shit. So nobody would ever call Imani a nerd because they just see looks and body she can't be no nerd. She can't be no nerd. Look at her. Nerds ain't built like that.
But here's the thing. That was my advantage in school, was being the really smart girl, one of the smartest girls in class, and still getting all the dudes. So there we go, ladies. You can be smart and get them too.
You can be smart and
you got body. Imani, you can't say that, Imani. You can't say that, Imani.
That's fair.
I'm trying to be a positive role model for the young women out here. You can be book smart and beautiful too. Period. Be beautiful in your own way, though. Don't listen to them. Being a nerd is
okay. But they do listen though, because they get their bodies done, because they want their impression, they want their attention, they want that motherfucking attention.
But that's another story.
That's a whole
I understand you got a hot topic you want to bring up, and I think it has something to do with your background right now.
Yeah, and it's funny because it was Imani kind of had the same hot topic too, and we want to talk about these motherfuckers. I'm scared myself, but I don't like having another grown ass man in my background, but I felt it was important to have this motherfucker up on here, because I wanted to talk about. You said what, Cairo?
I was like, I don't know if that's a man, bro. I was about to say gorilla, but I was like, that's type racist to my own people.
Oh, so that's pretty racist.
That's a big dude, bro. That's a big dude.
I gotta like my joint to this right here. Hold up.
Back to smoking on camera.
Back to smoking? I never stopped. I just had no weed last time. What you talking about? I didn't have no motherfucking weed last time. I was agitated and everything. I was like, you motherfuckers' life is driving me crazy.
No, Matt, don't
take the edge off. I'm not about to play. Anyway.
Pussy takes the edge off. But yeah, Derrick Jaxn ass. Him. I want to talk about him, and I want to talk about Kevin Samuels.
My man, Kevin Samuels.
Oh, you fuck with Kevin? Okay.
I fuck with Kevin, bro. He's a Kappa too, actually.
Why you fuck with Kevin?
That's why, because he's a Kappa dude.
He's a Kappa one. So like that's how I saw him. That's how I saw him through. There's like like a bunch of popular Greek pages on social media. And one of them, Pyramids and Diamonds, has been posting videos from his relationship show, just talking about how he just be going in on these women, man. But he's not wrong. Like, he's not wrong. And like, people be getting butthurt in the comment, but it's like, that's the whole point. He's trying to show that like, you can't keep saying like all these women are right all the time. Like, we got to tell y'all like why your arguments are incorrect and why you're not able to get these men. But
he's not always right though. He's not always right, but
I've never really listened to Kevin, so I'm just gonna listen to what y'all was saying.
But I listened to more of him last night than I have. Period. My shit is some good shit right here. I respect Kevin Samuels because I could tell he just want women to take accountability.
That's it. That's all he wants.
But that's the number one thing. Women. That's a woman's kryptonite. Accountability. What, nigga? I've been blocked about 100 girls just off of making them take accountability. Women don't want to take accountability, and when they do,
you know why?
Y'all don't want to take accountability.
But do you know why y'all don't take accountability? Y'all know why, right?
Why?
The reason why is because for hundreds of years, centuries, thousands of years, we have put y'all on this pedestal, which in a way y'all deserve to be on a pedestal. Stop.
I'm listening.
I mean, think about the rules of chivalry. The fact that like the man is supposed to chase the woman, and like we're supposed to provide for y'all. That like even rules of like trying to keep your marriage together. Like my uncle will talk about all the time. Like sometimes you just gotta let her win an argument, even if she's wrong. Like those kind of things. But I'm saying rules like that have been going on over and over again. And I feel like that has added to the reason why y'all think y'all can just say whatever you want. But then when we challenge y'all and you realize what you're saying is wrong, y'all can't take accountability because y'all so used to be seen as the golden prize. I think that's definitely
Okay. First of all, there's only a very small percentage of men that actually have that mentality.
It's better for you to accept.
Is this me? This me not? I mean, I think
that's not just a theory. That's just a theory. It's just a theory that one of the reasons why y'all can't take accountability is because we men have put y'all on a pedestal for so many years. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I do admit that the woman's area has power, and men have yet to fully accept that. I'll start there, but there's only a very small percentage of men that actually have the mentality to treat their women like queens. And the men that do that, I believe they get good things.
Are corny.
Am I right or wrong?
That's not okay. So you missed everything I just said.
But no, here's the thing. My main point though is that women have not been put on pedestal for years. We've gone through so much. We had to fight for different rights. We still are paid less in the workplace. It's so many different things. So I don't agree that we've been put on a pedestal.
Okay,
even though we should be because we the bomb, but we haven't.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I did not consider the women's rights movement. That's totally fair. But regardless, we're talking about Kevin Samuels, man. That you should really watch his stuff.
You know what's funny? A lot of chicks been calls him gay. I never got gay from him. I never got gay vibes. He's
not gay. He's not gay. Like he's been divorced twice, but he's not gay.
And the chick said like, what kind of man hates women like that? And I was listening. I was like, he don't sound like he hates women. He don't. Well,
that's why he's been divorced twice.
No, that's not why he's been divorced twice.
Oh, it's not.
Because I thought about because that's the first thing I thought. I was like, you're a relationship expert, but you've been divorced twice, and I'm like, but you got to think about like how this guy runs his show, man. Like his job is to literally make sure that these women are held accountability. I just told you that so many older men in my life who have had long time marriages have said one of the best way to keep your marriages going is that you.
That is true. Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, exactly. So can you imagine that man? Someone who makes his living off letting women know that they're wrong about shit in a marriage? No, that marriage would never last. Because he would be telling his woman every time it would never last. So it makes total sense why he couldn't be in that kind of relationship.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like when we have, for example, Halle Berry, J-Lo, her engagement just got, they just cut their engagement off or whatever.
I think they're working on it though.
How come, they may be working on it now. I don't know.
You talking about J-Lo and A-Rod?
Yeah,
they said and then we have Holly who just, so I feel like when a woman has multiple failed marriages, they're like, oh, it must be something wrong with her box and something wrong with her. But when it's a man, it's still the woman's fault, even though he's the common denominator in all these failed relationships. So why is that?
When relationships go wrong, it's always the man's fault. It's rarely the woman's. Women rarely get blamed off a breakup. You crazy.
But that's the problem though. I think that's what Kevin's trying to highlight in his show. He's like, is not these dudes' fault all the time. That's why he sits there and he says, what kind of man are you going? Like his biggest thing that he does, at least these are the highlights that I always see, because that's what's happening in Greek pages. They're sending the worst to the worst or the best to the best, right? One of the main things that happens is, so these women call onto the show and they're trying to figure out why it is they can't get a man. And so he's like, okay, like, tell me, and he's dead ass. He's like, so tell me how tall you are, how much you weigh, do you have kids, what do you do?
How old are you?
Like, making that face, but these are all necessary things to know to understand. Okay, well, this girl's coming onto my show. I have to know what her attributes are in order to, give her the answer. And 9 times out of 10, what happens is they're saying, oh, they want a man who's, who's rich, who's educated, who's black, who's got it going on, who's beautiful, who's got this and that. But they're coming to the show as, a girl I think one girl, oh God, it was awful. She said she was like 5'5", like 210. And Kevin was like, so you built like a running back? You got like a motherfucker. I was like, yo,
bro,
he was like, what man is gonna want?
First of all, and here's the thing: what men have to understand about a woman's body composition. A woman can be a certain weight, and it can be all in her behind, her hips and thighs, and she's just heavier because she got more curve. You know what I mean? That's rude to say. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just being.
It's real though. It's real. Why call the show? But money. But why call the show if you don't want the truth? Why call the show if you know he's gonna get? So what? But this is what he's talking about though, because it's like he I don't agree with everything he said, because it was a woman. She was beautiful too. She was like 40, had like 2 kids or whatever, and she wanted to. No, she was like 38, like 2 kids, but wanted to hold out to marry. And he was like, but it was truthful though, because I believe it. He was like, no high value man is gonna wait around for you. You're 38 with 2 kids. Why would he wait around for you? I was like, that's so fucked up. But it's the truth. But it doesn't mean that a guy wouldn't wife up a woman with 2 kids. There's women that have had kids, and men, there's solid men that come and marry, but it be certain kind of men though. It might not be like that. That it may not be somebody with their own business, but you might get somebody who may have their own shit and be like, damn, I really love this woman, kids or not, But most times though, men with money and can get all the women they want, athletes or whatever the fuck they are, they ain't gonna really fuck with or definitely take a woman serious who has kids, even if they have kids. Because a man can still spring off and fuck up other women, and he's still gonna be desirable, even though he may have 4 kids. A woman who with 4 kids may not be as desirable for a man to take serious.
Well, that's
not saying he would fuck her.
The woman is taking has primary custody and stuff, so it's a different thing. A lot of the times, it's the man that has more freedom from the kids, and I think that's the big difference.
But that's what he was saying. He's like nobody's gonna take. He's like you're not gonna get the man that you're looking for, thinking like that. I was watching one video. Girl was in college. She was like 21 in college. Her dad covered her education and everything. He got her out. He worked hard to get her out the hood and stuff. But she don't like the college guys. She don't like that. She wanted to date the niggas who use her for money and shit. And she didn't know why. She felt like that's what that brought her more excitement. He was just like looking at her like, you a dummy.
I mean, it's a journey. Just like some dudes like thoughts more than they like the girls with, you know what I mean? So
yeah, because I'm a breast lover for sure. You know, but he's like, you said what?
But one of the reasons why people are comparing Kevin Samuels to what's the other guy's name? Derrick Jaxn, some shit.
Yeah, I stopped listening to him a long time ago. I thought listening to him years ago.
Is they're like y'all can't handle what Kevin Samuels says because granted he's mean as hell about it, but he's real. But you got this other dude who's been writing books about how not to cheat, and then lo and behold, he's been cheating this whole time.
Well, so JT, I can get that.
I know you wanted to bring up his story.
Yeah, because that's going to lead to the other topic I'm going to talk about, false idols and false prophets. Because if y'all new to me, so y'all only known me for like a little bit of time, but I used to go at it with women on my Facebook and stuff like that. I always make posts about women's accountability and making dumb decisions. I did it for guys too, but guys don't respond back maliciously like women do because they get triggered. And I used to get into so many women about that, and it's like so when Kevin Samuels he's doing it on a bigger platform. He's doing it on a bigger platform, but I at least try to give women hope. One thing I don't really like about, I saw enough videos to have this. It's like he gives women that are about 30 or 35 and older who have kids. It's like he gives them no hope, and that's not. And I can't subscribe to that.
Hope. I've seen him give people hope, but he is ruthless with it though.
And then he said to one girl, he said, "If you're not married, you losing." And I was like,
I don't understand how. If he hasn't really had much success in a relationship front, how his opinion is so big. I mean, obviously he doesn't.
I can't subscribe to that, Imani. You can't subscribe to that because you got to think of it like this. Because I've been doing my relationship dating, people always said that about me. How can you say this when your life relationship is fucked up? Your life, you ain't got no wife, you ain't got this. You trying to talk about this and that, but yet the whole time, married couples, married women, and I make a post, they agree with the shit I say. I'm like, this married woman agrees. This married woman agrees. But all y'all not married though, shit, lash at me. Obviously, I'm saying something if y'all trying to get married, but 2 women on my post just agreed, while 10 women just shitted on me. These 2 women who were married with good husbands sitting there like, that's true. These women don't know what they're talking about, and the women will never say nothing to the woman. They'll never say, "Girl, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about." But how can you talk shit to a woman who's like married and it's like who's happy? It's like, what, you gonna talk shit to her? She's in this position agreeing, and it's like, but you over here lashing at me. And that's what women do at Kevin Samuels. They call him gay because it's like he hates women so much. That's like, you don't hate women. I never got he was gay, but his mannerisms. I saw a video when he was talking about he grew up with women and stuff, so it's like he had a lot of feminine mannerisms he had to work on. But he's like, he can't never fully get rid of those because that's what he grew up with as a teen. And I feel him because I've had people question me. I'm like, huh? Yeah, I don't even like niggas. If I didn't love sports, I wouldn't even talk to niggas. Like, but people would try to attack your character or your manhood or your sexuality just off of just trying to make a woman make her hold accountability about some shit.
I think one of the best episodes I've seen from him is I can't recall what the name of the show, but he was a guest on I guess some sort of
the No Jumper podcast.
I think it was the Feminist podcast or something.
Oh, okay.
It was like three white girls. I believe one of the girls was trans. And then there was also like 3 guys in there. I don't know if they were all part of the cast, but whatever it is. Like that's probably the best example of like why we can believe what he's saying, because he's sitting here spitting facts, you know, accountability, like, you know, just trying to talk to these women like as equals. But particularly, you know, the one who's trans is like, you know, trying to fight him on everything, and it's just you have to watch it. But it shows a great example of that whole accountability thing and kind of the hypocrisies that have been going on.
I'm not going to hate on the Derrick Jaxn dude too, because I've got a chance to actually listen to some of his stuff last night before I came on to actually make my judgment. I was like, let me give him a objective assessment, because, you know, when people go through stuff like this, people are quick to shit on them. A lot of women some of the women feel the ones shitting on the most are the ones that the women that was eating up everything he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Kevin Samuels holds women accountable, and Derrick Jaxn holds men accountable. But it's also, some videos would sound solid, but it was also always kind of sounded like men were just terrible, and that men got it was just always about the woman. And in reality, it really is, you know. But it was just like, so it's like he did that, and then you're cheating, and it's like it probably would have been respected. Like, you mean, I talk about relationship stuff on here and stuff all the time. People say, "How the fuck you got a podcast?" There's people say this now, but when I first was going, they're like, "Fuck, you got a podcast and your relationship shit is fucked up." So I can't talk about other people, about relationships and stuff that makes sense because my own shit is fucked up. You think these relationship psychiatrists don't have their own therapists? Because they need somebody to talk to. You taking all these stories in of people's lives. You know, they might have a client an hour. Imagine them having 8 clients in a day. 8 clients in a day, and then they probably have a whole new 8 clients tomorrow, maybe 4 returning the next day. So it's about 12 clients in 2 days.
Just talking about
all that.
Well, I
was just talking about that this week.
So it's like when
I was like,
y'all
have your own therapist, right? There's no way.
Yeah. So because they got their own shit coming on. All the people who are marriage therapists and family therapists, stuff like that. That don't mean that their shit is perfect, but but those people at least understand why their shit is not perfect, though. A lot of people don't understand why their shit ain't perfect. A lot of people don't understand why their shit don't stink. You know, and
I mean,
I know why my shit ain't perfect. I know why my relationship. I know I've been out like half-assed some shit. Didn't care about my parents sometimes. I've cheated. I know I fucked up. I know my fuck ups, but I also know the great things I did too. But that's how I could say the things I could say in terms of helping people with advice and stuff, because there ain't nothing I would say that I wouldn't do. I may not be doing it with that particular woman at this moment, because she may not be the woman that I'm actually with or want to be with, or whatever the case may be. But that don't mean what I say don't make sense. Mm-hmm. And people try to discredit you.
Obviously,
Black people do it too. They discredit the message. If they don't like the message, they're gonna find ways to discredit the messenger.
But that's
especially if they don't like the messenger.
Black
period.
Men do that too, though. Black men do that too, because take for example, let's say before we even knew Derrick Jaxn was complete what he is, right? Men didn't like him because that he was holding them so-called accountable, right? Mm-hmm. So men have the same reaction to this type of truth or realism that we're talking about here.
Absolutely.
But I think men would have responded better though if he wasn't acting like his shit was perfect. Nobody even know he had a wife. If he was sitting there like, well, my wife and that's would have been respected. That would have been respected. You got a wife. Niggas even know you got a wife.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. He was saying all this stuff while also doing dirt in the back.
Mad dirt. Not like he fucked a few joints.
Saying all this stuff, but he's very open about what he's been through.
Yeah, but
and that's my thing I don't like about him with the wife, but I'll go into that.
I'm real motherfuckers. People, internet's gonna talk shit, period. But real motherfuckers would have respected if he was sitting there telling these videos and like with my wife, I treat my wife like this and stuff like that. Show her in the video. Lead by example, nigga. You telling these niggas how to fucking do some shit. Nigga, you got a wife. Let us see how you do that to her. Don't be talking this shit. Don't back it up. Ain't nothing I can say I won't do. Now, I can admit I've cheated. I can admit things. I don't have no girlfriend now. I've had my fun. I would date. I could get in this relationship if I really wanted to, if it was with the right woman, but I don't. So I had no reason to lie to nobody. I don't have to hide nobody, you know? So people think, because me and my son mother, I went home last weekend. That's when we had the podcast. I went home to see my family and stuff. This is the first time I got to see my son because he'd be 6 months next Sunday, which is going to be the guest on the podcast. Aww. We'll talk more about that. But went home and my stuff, and it's like, Me and my son's mother, we have not dated since last summer. While she was still pregnant. You know, and I've had people, so he and her back together and stuff like that. And people's like, oh, that. They're like, no, but what the fuck is it to you? I was like, but, and they was like, why she had to go with you to go home? I was like, well, she breastfeeds him. She didn't want to fly because it's 5 months, COVID and shit. She made me nervous. Why would she just and just trust me? And we still just getting along. Why would you just trust me to just do it? But I had to lead by example. I assured that everything be okay. Showed my family. It was like the best weekend I've ever had just with my family. And it was just like, because our family's involved, you know. But if we were together, I would have been like, man, this is my boo right here. I would have claimed her. Because when I was with her before, I would post her. Not a lot. She don't like that. But if it was like a birthday or something special, I posted it. You know, because I claimed that. I never fronted. But I'm still flirting with other girls. I wasn't perfect. And they're like, don't you got a girl? I'm like, yeah. But I'm still being honest. But at least I was honest. It's not making it better. I'm not justifying anything I've done. I'm like, but a woman people going to respect you at least being honest about it instead of faking the phone. And that's what he was doing. You got a whole wife, you telling what these men to do, but you ain't even leading by example. And that would have made brothers respect. They probably would have called him a cornball, but niggas don't want to be labeled cornball. So he got to make it look cool. You know, so, you know, that's why I think he's getting more heat than he rightfully deserved. You know, and people going on with the wife and stuff, or she wearing a bonnet, she's probably sending a message like, who cares? People always got some shit to say.
Always,
people always like. Sorry.
Well, speaking of people who always have some shit to say, I am very excited for our guest that we're gonna have on today. My guest is my roommate, Matt Mulcahy, someone super funny. He's going to talk about what it's like to live with me and also about his long distance relationship that he's currently in, because that is a topic I feel like everyone is just always against long distance relationships, but he has, found a way to make it work. So that's something we're going to talk about. Anything else anybody wants to say before we cut to commercial?
Yes, I want to say.
Go ahead, Imani.
I want to say I wish people stop bashing Derrick's wife. Right?
Okay,
people keep coming. Yeah, I'm sorry. I needed to add this in before we switched because people need to stop bashing her, saying, "Oh, I see why he's cheating because she's wearing a bonnet," or this, and that. Right? He did his dirt. He was a coward and brought his wife on the front line to try to cover his A, and now she's getting a lot of the backlash. That's all I want to say. Stop bashing the wife. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, she probably did it on purpose. She probably did it on purpose. Kevin Samuel said some gems though I want to drop that I hope we can take. And I was like, oh, he be dropping some shit right there. And it was like, men control access to relationships, women control access to sex.
Yeah.
You know, and he mentioned, and I agree with, he was like, women lose leverage more than men when they have children because most men are not taking single mother serious. You know, they look at her, she's fun, she's sexually active. This is what I was trying to talk about when the show was on the show. So a single dad could get a woman with no kids to take him seriously before a single mother could get a man with no kids to take her serious.
This is unfortunate. Yeah. But
and Derrick Jaxn is the represent of the ultimate toxic masculinity, fake alpha ass nigga.
And he looked like a gorilla.
I gotta stamp that.
And now I gotta take this nigga off the background because I just want to hit this nigga to see. I just had to let these people see. I won't call him a clown because I'm sounding like a hater. You know, every man makes mistakes. Maybe he'll get better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to.
All right.
No, we don't do politically correct over here. What the fuck are we talking about?
Okay. All right.
Kevin Samuels got to allow one more thing. Cairo. He has to allow women to finish their opinions. He cuts them off way too quick. He cuts them off way too quick.
I disagree.
I don't watch him.
I disagree.
Sounds like a narcissist.
Sometimes it was good. Sometimes good, but
more often than not, it's the other way around. He's trying to explain to him like what he's talking about, but they're so focused on the negative things that he's saying that he can't get it out because they're just jabbing. But I'm sure it goes both ways.
True. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Women don't trust men. I feel like he is the reason why we feel like that black men don't cheat. Ish, which the shirt is that he was wearing. That ish is just a front for black men that do cheat. I feel like he is.
I'm gonna send him the link now.
Do you think he could change? Do you think he could change?
Hell no. Nope. I mean, anyone can change. Anybody can change. You know what I mean? But
I hate to say this, I've been trying not to say this whole episode because I'm trying to refrain from this. But he's more than just that toxic male. He's that male because women love dark skinned buff ass niggas, and that gets to his head. He knows that he got the bitches. He knows, so it's like, come on, I'm Derrick Jaxn.
Here's the thing.
That's what I feel. I'm Derrick Jaxn. Huh?
He's gonna get more women from this, and that's the tough.
Yeah, because they want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a come up right now.
It is a come up.
His wife, and he probably making money. His wife ain't trying to leave that because he ain't gonna change if she leave him. So fuck
he ain't gonna change. He's gotten over 200,000 more subscribers, right? More followers, right? His book is coming out. That's about to make money, right? Everybody's talking about him. So he's definitely, I've seen like one or two, and my boyfriend actually got on me about him before because I sent him a video from him. I didn't know who he was, but I saw the video and just sent it to him. He was like, oh, this dude he fronting, and he, went on him because he thought, he was like, oh, I bet you he doing the same thing he talk about, other men doing or whatever. But anyways, nobody really knew who he was. Some people did, but now more people know who he is, so it's definitely a come up for sure.
Take this nigga off my motherfucking screen. Lame ass fucker.
Ooh, don't get me started. He all right. He ain't all that. Morris Chestnut. Amen.
My boyfriend must not be there. She over here talking about niggas fine and shit. I'm like, oh, he ain't over there today.
Whatever.
She's like, oh, Morris Chestnut. He's chocolate fine right there. I haven't heard him compliment a nigga in some weeks.
No, he know I think Morris Chestnut is fine. But
I heard it in weeks. Oh shit! Welcome back, Imani.
I know who he think is fine. He know who I think is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with saying. As long as that's another story. Let's not get into that.
All right. Well, let's people. Shout out to our Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube listeners and watchers and all that good stuff. We're going to be right back with my man Matt Mulcahy. Talk a little bit about long distance relationships and what it's like living with the Leo. Yours truly.
Okay. When they free my nigga Pookie, turned up
by the way to the max.
We turned
up by the way to the max.
Yes.
All right, you ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for tapping back into the Authentic Podcast, Intriguing Nerds. I am your host, Cairo Spencer, and this is a fake mic. Back here it again with Imani Faye, First Lady, JT, co-host. And today I'm super excited to produce this episode.
I don't know this guy.
I brought on some crazy guests on here. I brought my brother on to talk about sports stuff. I've brought a Black therapist on here to talk about mental health. But today we are marking history, people, because although this is technically a Black podcast, we don't care what guests we got on. So we have our first Black guest ever. The first Black guy to ever be on this show.
I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you made that intro for that.
Marking history. My good friend, my roommate, and partner in all things that are good times, Matt Mulcahy, here with us, people. Let's go ahead and clap him in, snap him in. Okay, just me.
Imani, clap. Clappers, clap.
Wow.
Okay,
keep on.
Clappers, clap.
Welcome.
Obviously, this is my roommate, guys. We are in the same house, but I figured he should get his own window. We don't need to be sitting next to each other. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Happy to be on the podcast. Happy to be here.
I'm so happy.
How do you feel to make it? How do you feel to be making history, brother? How you feel to be making history?
I feel good. You always get a little nervous when you hear you're the first white guy too, because might not always be the best case, but you want to know what? Happy to be here. Happy to be invited to the cookout, as they say. That's how they say it, right? I'm not wrong. I'm not offending anybody.
No, you're good. You're good.
Honestly,
and I know right away. Don't make. I'm not gonna make the mac and cheese. I know that.
I tell him he can make his buffalo chicken dip though. That should be banging.
I like the first comment better. I love white people who can make Black jokes and just own it. That's my favorite white people right there. Own that shit. Fuck it. Fuck white people are gonna get on your shit anyway about whatever you say because we're still mad for all the years. So own that shit. Fuck it. That's why I like Gary Owens. Gary Owens owns his shit. He's like, fuck y'all.
Well, okay. Well, if we're gonna do Gary Owens, I know there's no white person who could say the N-word. That is like one of the three people who gets very close to that list. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Again, no white dude should say that word. I'm not going to incriminate myself real quick. Let's just show on the record. No, but I'm just saying Gary Owens is one of those people. You don't, for anyone who doesn't know who Gary Owens is, he's a white comic, but like his demographic is like black, urban. Like he knows it. He relates to it. It's funny because people who don't know him think he's putting on an act. It's like, dude, like stop it. Like it's not funny. And it's like,
isn't he getting divorced from his wife though?
Is he? I think he's still married to his wife.
I think I saw something that said he was getting divorced.
Of course, Gary Owens got black holes, man. You think Gary Owens is smashing the black holes? Come on. I mean, I'm sorry to call him black holes, but he like black women.
I was like, damn, it's still Women's Month. Damn, bro.
I'm talking only about the hoes. There's a lot of good quality women. I'm talking about the ones that like to.
Oh my
God. Hoes. That's it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and
anywho
episode for what we're supposed to be doing here.
Welcome, Matt. Welcome to the podcast.
Go ahead and tell us just a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Matt Mulcahy, originally from Jersey, right outside of New York. So definitely have a lot of New York influences in my life. Went to school at Syracuse with Cairo. Actually did not know Cairo at Syracuse at all, even though he had actually been to a few parties together, definitely crossed paths. But after Syracuse, I moved out here in LA because I wanted to work on TV. Ended up meeting Cairo. We worked on a courtroom TV show. Click, things work out, and now we're living together. And now I'm currently a showrunner's assistant for game shows.
Yeah, man.
What game shows?
Game of Talents, which premieres every Wednesday on Fox. Gotta do the plug. Listen, my name is on network television. If you think I'm not gonna plug that shit, come on now.
We got 75 viewers. We got 75 viewers.
No, but honestly, it's game is fun. We do also Mental Samurai, Beat Shazam. Definitely we got a couple other new stuff coming down the pipe, so it's exciting, and it's definitely a world I never thought I'd be in, but super fun.
Oh man, yeah.
Get to change people's lives every episode. Give them life-changing money.
Do their lives get changed?
I mean, let me tell you right now, Cairo, would I change your life right now if I put 60 grand in your pocket?
Yeah.
I ain't spending that shit, so it don't matter. Like, but it would make me feel better. It would.
That's what I'm saying. Like even if you don't touch it, you look at your bank. Just looking at your bank account, it's gonna bring a little serotonin. Like I got 60. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm just gonna let it sit there.
Just look at it.
Nah, I'm buying all the stock. I'm buying all the stock. I don't even know what I'm getting. I'm just gonna buy everything with it. But okay, the segment we're gonna do right now. This is I feel like this is a selfish reason to bring you on. I'm bringing Matt on to talk about me still. A little something.
That's your narcissism right there. You know, that's your Urkel and Stefan together. That kind of.
It is what it is. Little segment we're gonna call that shit. We're gonna call it "Living with the Leo." I don't know if these two have some specific questions about what it's like living with me and some stuff that him and I have gone through. You guys have anything you want to ask?
If you have any questions, by all means.
Guys, this is your time. This would be the time. I think it's what you guys should do.
Living with Leos. I'm an Aries, so most women I've dated are Leos. I have a son. He'll be 6 months next week. His mother's a Leo. We lived together for a very, very long time. So I kind of can have an idea, and I know male Leos. And, you know, because I kind of have an idea about how anal-ish they could be. How anal-ish is Cairo as a roommate? That's what I want to know. Because it's a podcast, you know, his anal-ish.
Well, it's okay. Well, first off, Aries gang.
Yeah. Hey, April 6th, baby, let's go.
It's okay. It's chaotic fun. I'm chaotic good. Anywho.
Yes. That's what it is. Will me no harm.
No harm. But basically, I would definitely say. So I have other Leo friends. I've lived with other Leos before. And the biggest thing with especially with Cairo is it's certain things. It's not going to be everything. For Cairo, the biggest thing he is anal about is the kitchen. Doesn't matter if I'm doing something in the kitchen, if he's doing something in the kitchen, he's gonna be looking at me. If we just got a new toaster oven, air fryer. If a crumb is left after I use it, this man will knock on my door as I'm dead asleep. Hey Matt, Hey, Matt, remember when we had a conversation? Just you have to clean it. I'm like, really, a crumb you couldn't? And he won't even be using the thing. It's just there. He just looks in. He just looks. He's not even cooking in there. But I will say though, Cairo does
get Chris the fuck out with me.
Listen, I'll say it. I don't have the best cooking skills. I'm someone who I'm not like, oh my God, I got to eat like, well, I got to do all this crazy. I'm like, let me eat to survive. Let me get it done. Some other, what you put in a bowl there, man? You got any seasoning in there? What kind of seasoning? Oh, someone's using smoked paprika. I'm like, I'm just making chicken. How about? And the worst is he'll now try to like tell me how to cook too. He's like, well, Matt, I got a little basil right here. Why don't you just take that? Here, I'll do it right here for you. I'll just do it right here for you. Just right. I'm like, do you just want to take over? Oh no, I wouldn't make this. You could have fooled me. And with that regard to the same amount of kitchen, his eating habits, like I will say, it's not like too. Like again, I'm pretty flexible, but like when this man has to eat, everything stops. Everything. His mother could call him with an emergency, and he would be like, "I gotta go to the grocery store. I'll let you know when I'm full." And listen, I respect it because it is everything. Like, man will wake up at 6 a.m. knowing full well he has a full ton of shit to do, but he is waking up at 6 a.m. to go to the grocery store to make sure that by 8 a.m. he has his bowl of oatmeal. It's the same thing every day, though. Every day. I could literally rip off my head what he makes every day, except dinner. It's either shrimp or chicken and a side of pasta. It's just listen. Man works out. Man has that regulated. Again, like I can't do it. It's not me.
It's a good thing you're Aries, he's a Leo, because Aries and Leos get along. So it's like
it definitely. Yeah. I mean, I will also say though, the one thing is, so like the living room when he's eating, that's the only time where he allows himself to watch TV. Really, that at night, and it's very important that he's got to get that TV time in.
And it's very important that he got to post it on social media too.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. Does he have like a big mural of himself in the living room? Just like a big giant Cairo mural taking up a whole wall? No, not yet. Okay.
Not yet, but he's definitely thrown up the idea of right now. He's definitely thrown up the idea of being like we have this like wall over our couch, like we're trying to figure out what to put there. He's like, Matt, what about like a big Renaissance painting of like me over here, like holding this and doing this and that. Oh, and then like we'll get one of you two over here on the other side. But like mine is gonna have like, you know, like a lion and like a big robe, and I'm like, you put some effort in.
Coming to America. Damn,
that's a lie. What I said was
Prince Zamunda ass motherfucker over here.
What I said was
Prince Zamunda. That nigga be on Coming to America.
No, what I said was we should take the pictures that I did from Malcolm and when I did the photo shoot based off of Malcolm and Marie. I should take those pictures and put them
we definitely threw the idea around about like artists doing like pictures of you.
And but not Renaissance. They don't like some Baroque.
Maybe I had a little fun with that one. Maybe
Cairo with an apple in his hand, with a fucking spear in another hand.
It's not like you haven't had wild photo shoots, though. It's not like ideas have not come to you that be like, what about this? Am I crazy, Matt? Am I crazy for this idea?
Well, that's why I like Matt, because I can give him those crazy ideas, and he can.
Oh yeah, that is the one thing that I constantly. That's the other thing living with the Leo is he will a lot of energy, puts a lot of into it. Again, like fire, like I get that, but I gotta flag him sometimes too. He's like, Matt, like I think we're gonna go. Like, how does this sound crazy? Like doing it. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back and will basically tell me a situation, talking to a girl and he's trying to figure out what this text message means, or a friend, maybe like that. Maybe like some old friend had hit him up and like hit him a weird question. He's like, dude, how should I respond to this? Because sometimes Cairo is just gonna be like, I think I just want to burn him. Like I think I just want to, and like I'm just like, all right, listen, you should take it back for a second. Let's look at their point of view. Why would they do this? Is there a legitimate? And sometimes, especially when it comes to dating, I'm like, maybe she was just busy or didn't know, or you've only went on one date.
Yeah.
Extra as hell, man. I'm extra as hell.
And you gotta understand, we're on a microwave society too. Sometimes girls, like sometimes guys, we make the mistake of trying to be too much of a gentleman. And sometimes, you want to take it slow, and the whole time, then she goes out with a dude who don't want to take it slow, and he gets to get the goodies.
I will say though, when it comes to Cairo's dating specifically, he is one of the more slower people I've seen. Like as far as like really like he's not the type where, like, for example, if I was going after a girl, I'm kind of right away, let's go get a drink, like let's talk face to face. Like I'm just Cairo's gonna text her. Cairo's gonna see, can you have a conversation with me and understand like how my time and my world works before I'm gonna emotionally get invested. Once he is emotionally invested, then it's a fun roller coaster for me because I'm just sitting along seeing when we're going up and down. Listen, there's a lot of ups, not too many downs, but come on, buddy. We all have our downs.
Yeah, but his downs are his downs, though, huh?
It's that Cairo's got a quick recovery time, like I said, because he puts so much time, and he takes his time with it, gets to really know a girl and has a girl know him. And again, I don't think, another thing I will say about Cairo is I would never say he leads any girl on, like very much like he has a plan. He has a long game that's got a plan, and I don't think any girl has ever just been like, so, I mean, again, they ask questions along the way and Cairo answers them. They don't always love the answers, but hey, they're not worth his time then.
If they ain't got the answer, Cairo probably quick to be like, you ain't got the answer. She's like, I got any time to figure it out. No, I don't need you to figure it out. You got to know it now.
You gotta know it now.
I will say the one thing with him, especially with dating, is once he makes up his mind on a thing, like especially when Cairo's in the process of getting to know somebody, like we'll just talk dating specifically. He hasn't made a definitive, do I like them, don't I yet? But whenever that switch comes, and it could be one that like, I don't like them, they're done. He doesn't, not coming back. They'll leave him, he'll leave him on red. They'll do, and he'll come back to me. They texted me 3 times. Should I respond?
A toxic feminine woman will actually call Cairo the girl in the relationship.
Maybe to be honest, I've never seen a girl who is toxic to Cairo that Cairo let me meet or there was, I don't know, or at least the relationships Cairo has told me about, there never seemed to be a girl who was outright toxic. Some girls who would seem manipulative, but Cairo usually flagged that pretty early. Like, am I crazy? She's trying to flag me, right? Like she's trying I mean, don't get me wrong. There'll be plenty of times where I'll tell him, yeah, no, I think she's trying to, and he just goes, I'm gonna just go over there. It's just one night. What's the worst that could happen? Comes back, yeah, I'm not gonna talk to her again. It was fun. I found out. I did it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Cairo belong in the motherfucking 60s.
What do you mean?
Why?
Cairo on them singing ass in the rain motherfuckers, like,
I miss that in R&B. Just saying.
I do too, but I'm saying that's what Cairo belongs in. Cairo, like, he don't belong in this day and age. Cairo will sing in the rain right now. Everybody recording him, like, look at this damn fool. Cairo be like, I love you, singing some damn song in some theatrical way. Thinking
not if it's before 10 a.m. I can guarantee you that. This man has a ritual in the morning. I've learned it the hard way. I've woken up, just go play some video games. Man will text me, Matt, it's not 10 a.m. yet. Cairo, it is 9:55. Matt, my mornings are sacred. Don't know what he's doing in the morning. But all I know is that they're sacred to him when he needs complete silence.
Literally just laying in my bed, bro. Like I'm just laying there and I just need it to be quiet for that last 5 minutes before I have to actually get up. I don't like getting up before I need to get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very efficient. Me
and Cairo will fight as roommates. I'm just kidding. I just said that to be funny. No, I'm not. I ain't really, because I haven't fought in so long, but I wanted to be funny, but I didn't wait long enough for the punchline to hit, for the laughter to come, because I thought Cairo might get sensitive or whatever. So I was like, let me just say I'm kidding.
I'm fucking. Let me just say, I'm kidding. I'm dead.
No, I would like Cairo, but Cairo would get cussed out though for sure.
One more question.
I guess you gotta respect. You gotta respect structure though. You gotta respect somebody who has something they're set to that and a schedule, and so you gotta respect that, especially if it's effective. You know. Mm-hmm. So nothing worse than someone who got a schedule who ain't effective. Like nigga, you got a set schedule, but you ain't set shit up.
Nah, bro.
Your whole day didn't set up nothing during the day.
I'm on my shit. Monty, is there anything you wanted to ask while this is an open book? I got one more question, but
no, I'll just flow with it. I just wanted to know about the mural thing. And I think JT already asked the main question I wanted, so.
Okay. All right. So now I'm just gonna ask Matt. What is the best and worst memory we've had in the last 3 years of knowing each other, in your opinion?
I don't know if I could say my favorite memory. You already
no. He asked, tell it. I don't care. He asked, you tell it. You don't say, "Hey, what's the best memory?"
Hint to that me with
backyard.
Backyard.
My backyard at my old place.
Oh, you mean Matt walking into the backyard?
No, like later, but like same, you're.
Oh,
yeah.
You mean
yes? That's probably one of my favorites, just because I still can't believe that happened.
Oh,
I could do no. Like again, I'll leave it super general and everything, but again, if you don't want me to, it's fine.
Keep it as general as possible. It's a good story though.
Cairo, we already know you're a sly devil though, dog. So we ain't tripping.
Well, now that I've built up and everyone wants to hear that, I guess we'll start with my least favorite memory of Cairo. And I will just say there was one time, oh my God, I think he was drunk or whatever, but I was dead asleep in my room. And I think he had like his buddy over and I forget what it was. I think he needed something out of my room and he just kind of walked in and you hear someone open the door, you perk up right away, especially when you're sleeping. I was like, what? He's like, oh no, it's fine. I'm just looking for something. I'm like, what are you looking for? He's like, shh, I'm not here. Go to sleep. I'm like, no, you're here. You're in my room. What's up? I forget what it was even, but it was like, that was one thing.
Going to bed with your keys.
I think would say it's probably my key or something. Yeah, I think I had a bottle opener on and we couldn't find something like that.
Yeah, it was something like very minor that I didn't want to wake you up about. Yeah.
Yeah. And so my favorite story of Cairo is, so Cairo was, I was living on my own. I was living over in Culver City and Cairo had like been seeing this girl, like not even seeing, like they hooked up a few times and Cairo was just kind of, like I said before, like he was kind of done with it. He told me he was like, it's over. And so basically there was one time, like so we're like hanging out, like just at my place or whatever. It's like the three of us, like nights, I forget what it was, but like the night was wrapping up, whatever. And Cairo, and basically this girl is kind of like, I don't know how I feel like the best way I could describe it is like playing footsie, but like kind of touching him every 5 seconds. And Cairo texts me and he's like, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you go to the bathroom for like 10 minutes or whatever so I could like deal with this thing? I'm like, okay. I'm thinking he's going to talk to the girl. He's going to put her down, be like, this is fun, yada, yada, yada. I'll give them their space. Sitting there, like sitting in the bathroom. I'm like, what is, I'm not hearing anything. Nothing's going on. I'm like, maybe they're whispering. Maybe they don't want to hear me. Like 15 minutes go by though. And I'm like, okay, like I'm coming back. Like, I don't know what I'm good at. Like, but like, if it's bad, it's bad. I'll fine. I walk in. She's on her knees and he's sitting on my couch, her hair tied back. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. And they both just kind of look at me just like, I didn't see that coming. Like genuine surprise. Like I thought he just wouldn't come back in my own apartment. And I'm just like, what? And then basically like the girl and him just are just like, hey, can we just do this real quick? She lives, I guess, like far away. He lived with his aunt and uncle at the time. And I'm just like, so you're telling me you want me to go to my bedroom while I know full well my buddy's getting sucked off in my living room, and I'm just supposed to watch Netflix?
I didn't even want it. I didn't want it.
And here's the thing is, I knew he didn't want it, and so I basically am just like,
off my back, bro.
No. I'm like, you can't do it. And like she's just kind of, and I'm like, no, like I'm so like you can't. And again, I'm not doing this to be a dick. Like, oh no, because I knew he didn't want it, and it gets to a point. I'm not lying. This girl is now on her knees begging me to suck his dick, begging me to let me just do this in her. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I really don't think, but again, I've never had this before. I've never had a girl beg me to let it was a weird power dynamic. And I was just kind of like, you want to know what? I had like, I was like the first, I was like, there's like a little like patio, like back area. It's like, if you really want, you can go in the backyard. You would have thought I gave this girl a lottery ticket. Okay, looks at him like, you in the backyard? No, he said, of course, like a genuine human, like a normal person should when asked to give a blowjob in the middle of someone's backyard that has not a lot of cover. No. But then, Cairo, do you want to tell them what happened after the both of you left after I just said it's not going to happen here? Or do you want me to continue?
We went to my car and started to fool around, and halfway through, I was like, you know what? I said these words out loud. I said, I don't want to do this. I'm done. And she just started crying. Like, just started crying about
and stuff. This is why I didn't want it in my apartment, because then I'd be dealing with the crying girl.
I just told her to go home, and then I went to my house. But
I will say that is one of my favorite memories, because it's just you can't make that out.
The thoughts going to JT's mouth. JT's face. I'm speechless. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
That's a good one. Okay. Yeah. So that's.
Cairo, you don't tell me enough.
I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what
there's not much to take. Again, it's just kind of a moment. You're like, it really happened, and and the thing that I just keep thinking about over and over again. Not even to fuck him, just to suck his dick. She wanted to do all the effort.
I didn't want it.
That actually doesn't surprise me, that part. Doesn't surprise me. I was going to ask how Cairo is when he has, female or, women, girls come over, if he's a little bit more... how he handles that.
I mean, that was I just didn't like her anymore. So it was just kind of annoying. Matt, I think it happened. I think we all went out that night and everyone had left and she was just still there. But regardless.
Again, it came and went years ago. It's just one of my favorite.
I thought he picked her up off of Figueroa or something, the way he talking.
It's not, bro. It's just
Figueroa.
You know where the hookers be?
Yeah, no. I don't know, but I do know because I figured what you were saying. I just figured it out. But okay.
My question is, Cairo, how do you get to these point with these girls where you don't want head from them? I guess this is my toxic masculinity, I guess, right here. Because it's what man is going to not want some head? A girl can't be that annoying. Usually if a girl's annoying, the best way to her to be not annoying is to suck some dicks. But Cairo, though, sucking a dick only annoyed him.
It's not that I don't love, fellatio.
I knew he was going to say fellatio. I knew the kind of dork he is. I was like, it's not like I love. Why she say fellatio? Oh, he really said it. I thought he was going to say giving him something.
But I told you. I'm a very specific person, so it doesn't matter if I'm, if it's just us in my you know, we got the time to do it.
Cairo,
like,
you
we're in my room. We're in my friend's apartment. I already don't like you anymore. It's been a long day. Like, I don't care. Like, I just don't. I don't care.
Also, just fooling around in the car just isn't fun. Like, you know, that's high school. You know, you're just excited. He gave me guys. Older, you're just like, this is uncomfortable. I don't fit in here.
Man, I'm 36 and just got some car sex. Let me stop.
Yeah,
content.
No, but yeah, I don't care.
To get some backseat action. That's all I was really trying to say.
If I don't feel like doing it, I don't feel like doing it. People, you know, think that women are the only ones who can say like, "Oh, I don't feel like." No, niggas can say that shit too. I don't give a fuck.
Cairo is the recipient of a 2-parent household, a 2-parent, strong household. That's what Cairo is. I can't even be mad. I have a son. I want him to be respectful like that. But Cairo, I understand why it's gonna be hard for you to get a woman because you are intimidating to these women. And a lot of women are fucking insecure and they don't know how to handle that shit. They don't know how to handle a guy who's sitting there that really don't want head. What man doesn't want no head? I'm just saying, no man's passing out some head. Especially if he's single.
It's a timing thing. It's not that it's just time and a place. Time and a place.
Yeah. But, Matt, are you passing up head?
I mean, traditionally not, but I mean, I don't know about, I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but I've been to the point where I'm like, listen, I'm done for today. Like, I'm tapped out.
Yeah. You got a good 10 minutes in, you got a good 15. You ain't make me nut, but you trying. I applaud you after. I'm good now.
There's also been, I will say, there's been plenty of nights where we come back just exhausted. I mean, granted, it sounds like eons ago being in the pandemonium, but
yeah, like a night out of dancing, drinking, and I already had a good time. I don't need to add a semi-good nut app. Like, if I want something, I want it to be the best possible.
I gotta stay in my son's life. I need him to be a gentleman too, because this is crazy, yo. Shit I hear from Cairo is just like they don't make you. And girls are used to.
And generally speaking, people don't like long distance relationships. There's a lot
got
of
no identity. And Cairo, and he does things that. The women question you sometimes. I know you ain't gay, but the women question you because you're so finicky.
Been in this long distance
relationship? A toxic woman. Yeah, you said that before. That's where I got that word from, finicky or whatever.
Come with that. What
I wouldn't say I'm,
you know what, fuck it.
Finicky. I would say on the date that I had this weekend, like
she sat back for working out, and she was looking at me. I'm like, what? I was like, you can't find a hole, can you? She's like, no, I'm not finding one hole in anything you're saying.
Dating my girl Bree.
So there is a sense of like,
I'll just kind of go with we've been seeing each other.
We've been always trying to find like something that's wrong with me.
January.
What she really trying to say is, damn, I want to give him a pussy, but damn, I don't know how he's gonna react to it.
College, like knew each other. Pursued her a little bit. Wasn't really thinking about me then for whatever reason, and then we ended up talking when I
try not to.
Again, just conversation. It wasn't on the first date today,
and that's not to say that
she just kind of, you know, we were talking.
Making money at that time,
but
she was thinking about it. You did. You made money when you were reconnected, and you were going to act on it, so nothing was going to go down.
I mean, yes, but not in any way that was like, I got money now. It was more like, okay, I can now get Postmates once a week.
Of course you would.
Like, I know it coming from me for my money. I mean, again, maybe the job, again, I was working for corporate, working for a TV show.
You slide
so
with
that I'm sure sounded cool enough.
You're a gentleman, but then
but again,
it's just be on some wild freaky shit, you know. Like the cat girl that was like she was producing a TV show. Oh, okay, Cairo, I see.
And it was fun, but basically what just kind of ended up happening is we would just talk, and then the more we kind of talked, we realized that, like, you know, like a lot of similar interests here. Like a lot of similar interests, like conversation. And again, it was never like, like never thought of dating. And then basically she was just like, you want to know why? We've been texting for like, I think it was like a year at this point, maybe. I want to see you. Like, I want to visit you. Like, can I come? And I was like, sure. But like, I was working at a talent agency at the time. So I was like crazy busy. So I was like, you're just going to have to come on a weekend. And she was just like, okay, like, sure. Came first weekend, and honestly, it was great. She stayed with me. I was a little nervous because, you know, we went from, you know, texting each other to now she's going to spend a whole weekend with me. So let's just see how that goes.
Wild, because, you know, again, I've done the same thing where I was talking to that girl for a long time, had seen her at school, right? Mm-hmm. But then we were away from one part, and then suddenly I'm like, okay, I'm going to go visit you at school. Like it's very hard to go from like we're talking to each other 2,000 miles away to now I'm going to be in your space for a whole week. Safe to say, it was a lot. But continue on your story.
Yeah, no worries. So then from that, it kind of was just like a funny thing. Like, and I was never like when she visited me, it was never like a talk of like, oh, like we're gonna start dating now, or like, is this gonna be a relationship? Like we both like she's in grad school, she also wants to go to med school, like that's still like her path and everything for right now. And so we were just, we just had fun. And then so that was January. And then at the end of January, we were like, she was thinking about, or no, when she left, we were like trying to figure out another trip. I ended up getting fired from the agency, my job. And so I was fired. I had nothing but free time on my hands. She was in Atlanta at the time. So I was just like, why not go to Atlanta for 5 days? Like go visit her, do that. Visited her for a little bit. Like that was fun. Ended up getting a job while I was in Atlanta. So I consider her good luck too. Came back and then the pandemic hit. And then the pandemic, it was a little weird in the beginning because it was like she wanted to visit me and whatnot. And again, we weren't dating. This was still like we're just talking, but like a connection is happening here. And I'd been in like I talked to other girls before and I'd never like, I kind of like we even had a little conversation in March being like, are we gonna date? Is there a plan for us to date? And we both were just kind of like, let's just have fun. Like there's no need to throw a label on it. There's no need to like, but then the beauty of the pandemic is again, I know a lot of people were affected, but the good part for me is I now work from home. So over the summer, she visited me a few different times because it was super easy for her to visit. Like, and she could come stay for like 2 weeks at a time. Cause I'd work from during the day, but she could do her own thing. She had class and whatnot. Super easy to do. And then
thank God for online classes, huh?
Exactly. Doing everything. And I work right now all from online. My boss seems to do it. And so like throughout the pandemic, it's been super easy. And it just kind of got to a point where like I had ended up like when I visited her one time over the fall, like I ended up meeting her parents. Because it's just like if I wanted to see her, I had to meet her parents. And I was like, I wanted to see her. Like I wanted to put like I had the time. I wanted to give my time to see her. So I was like, okay, I'll meet your parents. And then we both just kind of it got to a point where we're like, okay, like our families know you're visiting me. Like we text every day. It's kind of stupid for us not. And then her parents
had to cuff it up.
What?
You had to cuff it up.
Listen, when her parents say you're gonna come to Hawaii for our family vacation, she can't just be my girl, my boo thing. Like that's got to be my girlfriend. You got to put the cuff on it.
That still blows my mind because I just think like I feel like only white people do shit like that.
People love me.
No. I feel like that Aries man, you full of passion, brother.
She's also an Aries.
No, but it's like the idea of like.
I like that. Y'all both spontaneous, both willing to just step out. That's why I love being Aries. I love Aries people. We just take, you got to step out and just, we go head first into shit and we don't know what the fuck may come out of it. But we're like, you know what? And that's what y'all both did. Y'all just both went head first. Like, look, I don't know what the fuck come out of it, No, I just, probably tied up women you was dating and others.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's so much resistance.
It came together.
I just feel like there's so much resistance. Like, especially when you watch TV shows, right? Namely, when it's like black family and the girl brings over the boyfriend, it's like, oh, who is this? Like, what do you do? Yada, yada, yada. Think about the bad boy sequence. Like, oh, you're 13, but you look 30. Like, there's just so much resistance. I don't want you dating my daughter. So but on the flip side, when I've watched white families do that, it's like, no, come in. You're dating my daughter. Here's a vacation. Here's the car. Like, it's not. So, well, here's the thing. I had to go through the test run first. Because first off, the thing that I think gave them the okay is on my own accord. She like she said, if you want to visit me, you're going to have to meet my parents. And she was like, and she wasn't able to visit me. And so if I wanted to see her sooner rather than later, I had to go. So I did that. And let me tell you, that was a fun morning because I landed at night. And then her parents were asleep. So then I basically spent the night in their house, wake up in the next morning, come down the stairs. And the funniest thing is the dog sees me first and they have like a big sheepadoodle.
His dog is so confused when he sees my big, like, hairy ass coming down, like, starts freaking out. There's an intruder. I fucked up. Someone got in the house without me knowing. And then now the parents are like, oh, this must be the boy who was here, like, who our daughter told us about. And that first day, we really didn't have a plan because she had a lake house. So we were going to go down there for the week, but she had to take care of something that weekend. So the first day was basically like, for lack of a better term, a double date with her parents, just doing like different, like they had darts, they had a pool table. So like, and the other beautiful thing is they were making mimosas. We were having drinks. Like they're fun.
Y'all were cool, man. Y'all were chilling.
That's the other thing is these parents were cool. And from what my girlfriend had told me at the time, is the only other boyfriend they had met from her was, and in their words, not mine, he was a loser. Like, just they didn't like him. He was boring. Me, as I'm sure you realize, I got a little personality. I'm not afraid to talk to people, especially parents. So the fact that I'm having a full conversation with their dad about the awful Chicago Bears, I'm getting all these little check marks going right away. And their daughter likes me enough to bring me around. So.
Okay.
And you know they use the drink thing to test you too, because you can learn a lot about a person when they're drunk. So it was like, let's see how he gets when he's drunk. Exactly. Cool as shit. And even cooler. It's like, can you pass that drug test? I've passed that drug test many times. The uncle or somebody be like, yeah, you drink. I'd be like, I'm not really a big drinker. They get me fucked up. They love me more. They're like, oh, this motherfucker. Hey, yo, he good. I like cuz over here.
My dad taught me he's like, whenever you're drink, I use this rule whenever I drink with dads because I find that it still applies. My dad said, whenever you go out to drink with your boss for the first time, keep up with every drink your boss has. Do not go over. Try not to go under. You only stop when you hit your limit. When you hit your limit, you ask for one more glass to sip on and get a cup of water on the side.
That's fair. That's smart. That's smart.
Because I can't even, because I'm about to say, especially, there's nothing worse than either A, you're the dude who just like, oh no, I can't drink. I don't want to drink. And again, not that there's anything wrong with that. There's plenty of people, but you know the type I'm talking about. The guys who are just like, I am only going to drink something if it has a ton of sugar in it. Then there's the flip side, though. You don't want to just, oh, it's open bar. Let me knock as many drinks back as I can. And then, listen, you can, but first off, it's not a great look. Second off, if you mess up and get too drunk, no one forgets. No one.
And they always watching, even when you think it, they watching your every move, how you sneeze, how you cough, how you mingle with other people, how many drinks you drinking, how long you drinking it. Like, all right, it took him a whole hour to finish that drink. Oh, he cool. You drink 4 in an hour. They're like, oh shit, you got a problem.
But I think that was kind of the thing for me is I passed the test. I visited. They liked me enough. And then the other thing I think that benefited me is, so when they were doing their family vacation, she has a younger brother who has a girlfriend of, I think they've been dating like 2 or 3 years. So basically the only other option would have been is the 5 of them go on vacation and everyone is in twos except for their daughter, which that's just not going to be fun. Like she's even told me like there's been a few. So yeah, bring me along. Cause at least worst comes to worst. Like, everyone's in twos, the twos do their own thing.
Man. I can tell. Yeah, I remember when he came back. From that trip, man. I was like, they came in, him and Bree came in like all laughing and giggling. And I was like, y'all are official now, huh? Yeah, that's what happened. They were just so happy.
Again, you listen, I'm not sure if anyone's ever been to Hawaii. It's beautiful. If you don't come back from Hawaii laughing and smiling, you did it wrong.
You did it wrong. I got a question you because again, it's about this long distance thing. Again, you guys are still apart. I know she's still waiting to figure out what she's gonna do at school. But do you think there are any pros to the long distance, and then go into the cons?
Listen, you can go through the cons all day. I think everyone's pretty aware of the cons. And like, I'll say this, like, there's been plenty of like I've done distance relationships. Like if you talk to my friends at home, some of them would say that's only how it works. Or like I have talked to girls or like there has been distance and like I didn't want to date them. I think when it comes to doing distance, it shouldn't just be like, oh, it's distance. Like we're going to make it work. Like I like you, you like me. It really does take like a certain type of person to make distance work. Like, for example, one thing that always works out with me and my girlfriend is like when one of us doesn't text the other one back for like a long period of time, it's never like a, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Like, we understand that we both have our own lives. Like, she has studying, she has schoolwork. I have work. I have other things going on. And so it's never like, hey, text me back when you're available. Like the one thing we just kind of do is after it's been maybe like, you know, a little bit, maybe a few hours since someone responded, hey, I miss you. That's it. Not like a, hey, you like you did. And just, oh, hey, miss you too. Hey, I'm back now. And it can be something stupid. Like I've been playing video games for like an hour and a half and I just forgot to text back. But it's never like, you know, why didn't you? Or like, you know, you've been texting at night, someone falls asleep on you. It's never like a freak out or anything like that. Like there always definitely has to be that understanding. The other thing I will say that definitely makes it work, this one works so well though, is like I said, with COVID and working from home, the ability to visit each other so often that you could do it almost like once every 2 or 3 months. And not, again, like flights were cheap. Flights have been cheap during the pandemic, like, and all of that. So there's been things that just kind of help and work into it where like, you know, it's like back when just going off of college, for example, if two people go to different colleges, maybe you're able to visit one weekend during the semester, but realistically you're seeing each other every 4 months. And that could be tough. But again, I mean, listen.
So if I asked you, like, you know, would you suggest long distance to someone? Your answer would be like it can work, but
it can work. I would just I would just say like understand it, who you're going in with, like know the person. Like I said, if you just met the person, like I said before, like I knew her at college. We started texting again a year before she started visiting. So it was a very gradual process, which I think was the other reason why, like, you know, I was like, let's start dating. Cause I was like, everything I needed from this girl, like every step I was like, you know, I don't want to like I don't want the title, but like, I'm into you. Like I'm still here. Like, and she was just cool. You know, just keep moving a little bit along the way, both doing the stuff that like you feel the relationship to work. And also just being like pretty clear and communicating. Like if someone just annoys you, or if you're just like, hey, I'm having a bad day, I really don't feel like texting right now. Cool. Text me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like if I can't help you right now, if you'd rather be on your own while we're doing the distance thing, that's fine. If you want me to be there for you right now, then let's FaceTime. Let me talk. Again, that's the beauty of technology is, again, like we FaceTime pretty regularly every night. And that's the other thing that's fun too, is like, we'll just FaceTime and just not do anything. Like I'll just be playing video games. She'll be watching TV. Every once in a while, I'll just kind of look at each other and just be like, how's it going? Hey, miss you. Like, you know, little cutesy shit.
That didn't work. That shit didn't work for the one I was in. We thought it was going to work, but then it was like, if I'm watching TV, like, I want to focus on the TV, and if you're doing work, I know I'm distracting if I'm just doing random shit. So
I think for in that scenario, the reason why it works is because we both understand that like we're FaceTiming each other, but we recognize that they're not the priority screen.
Right.
Like they're there, but like my attention is focused on like the TV and video games. And then again, you know, when like there's a lull in the action, what are you watching? Is it good? You having a good time? Yeah, okay. Keep playing along. And then I can't even tell you, there'll be just some nights where like we'll just, again, she'll play like a game on her laptop, I'll be playing a game on my computer, and then she'll just be like, all right, time for me to go to bed. All right, night, babe.
And that's speaking of going to bed, we are just about out of time. I don't know if there's anything, Imani. I know he's got a short attention span. I'm surprised you're still talking. I was like, oh, he's in it. He's in it. Okay, he's good. Is there anything, Imani, JT, anything you want to ask about Matt, about living with me, about long distance, or, you know, just being a white guy in a white world?
I learned everything I needed to learn today.
Huh?
I learned everything I needed to learn today about Cairo. I am thankful. You know, I was sitting there. I didn't know how this was going to turn out. I was like living with Cairo, but this was very refreshing. I like this. Oh my goodness, I got so much ammo now. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. I want to say that you and I want to say that I like y'all relationship. It seems very secure the way you guys
and genuine.
And very genuine. Yeah, so that's beautiful. I was in a long distance relationship before.
Go ahead, Monty. No, go ahead, Monty.
No. Well, I was in a long distance relationship in high school. You know, I went to boarding school, so and it was very not good. So it just
I've never heard anyone come out of a boarding school situation like I would recommend it for everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it though, but and it was not a good one. But I'm glad you guys are, handling it well. And then you're of course older than we were in high school. So.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that like that also helps that I will say for anyone doing long distance, like don't look at when like you go co-official with somebody like it's a contract. Like it's okay, we're dating now. I got to do this for next. I mean, listen, I'm not saying I want to bow out, but like it's like any relationship, even if they were close. You do it if you find out at some point that it doesn't work out. Like again, I've had past relationships like that. It doesn't work out. Okay, again, right now is working great. I'm happy to be in it. But there's just kind of that understanding of just go day by day, go with the flow, and just you enjoying yourself. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that makes total sense. Go day by day and go with the flow. Well, that is the message for my man Matt Mulcahy down here. Matt, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
He's going to be getting his Twitch. He's going to be getting his Twitch started soon. I don't know what your name's going to be under for that.
But right now, it's just Matt_Mulcahy, right? Like it says in the Zoom caption.
All right, so y'all check that out. His video game content's going to be really great. Matt, I'll check in with you later because you literally are
Thank you, brother, man. We appreciate you.
No problem. Happy to be on. Thank you guys for your time. Have a good one.
Right. You too.
And log out. Okay, good. Great interview, people.
Great job.
Shit. I thought JT was falling asleep at one point.
Oh.
No.
In that car for a minute. I know it's hot as fuck in there, huh?
JT
you can tell.
JT was like this for a good solid 10 minutes, like this.
At one point, he was like this. And I was like, is he falling asleep? And you woke up, you're like, I was like, oh, I gotta get
because I'm listening, and I'm just listening. I'm just trying to take everything, and I'm over here. So, but I was just like laughing at y'all asses and just letting y'all do your thing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. I'm surprised you told that. I'm surprised I allowed Matt to tell that story, but
well, you asked, motherfucker, so you was gonna get it. I was like, nah.
I didn't know how to respond to that story. I was just, I don't know. I don't know. I was silent. Shea
Butters is going live right now. I didn't click on it.
You really got a crush on my friend, huh?
No, I don't have a crush. I just like she's cool though. We chat, but I don't get her like that. But she's cool though, so it's like I just like give her shout outs and stuff.
Shout out to Shaylonda, my best friend in middle school. So
I gotta say, thick, sexy, freckle ass though. I gotta say that though, because
anywho, she is beautiful. But yes, that was great. Your roommate was great, so I'm glad he came on with us.
Aries and Aries, man. Like I know a couple of Aries and Aries relationships that are solid.
My mom is an Aries. She be turning up.
Full of energy. I love it. Birthday on the 6th. Yes. Come with the next Sunday. Yes. I'm bringing my son on this thing. I'm probably gonna have a few guests on this motherfucker because we're gonna party. We're partying next week. I don't even got no topics. We're gonna party next Sunday.
All right, people. Well, I got nothing else to say. We've had a great interview today. I don't really have any shows or anything to talk about either, so we can just get the fuck off this thing in the best way Cairo knows how.
Snowfall, great. That's all I maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm all the way caught up. I'm all the way caught up on Snowfall now, so that's dope.
Y'all saw Tiffany in there and on the beginning.
I did see Tiffany. I was like, Tiffany would be playing a crackhead.
Tiffany Haddish.
No, Tiffany.
Really?
Yes. She had a whole seat on the stairs. Yeah,
she had a whole feature background. She got a whole feature. She got a whole background. A feature extra.
That's dope.
Man. That's dope. I was like, that's Tiffany right there, isn't it? Yeah. All right, y'all. as we always say, thanks y'all for tapping in, checking in. Thank you
for tapping in. Follow us on YouTube and subscribe to us and like our shit. Follow us on Instagram, all that good shit.
Subscribe. Thanks for tapping in. And as always,
thank you guys.
Stay black.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Cairo produced episode. Great job, Cairo.
Woo!
See y'all later.
All right.
Deuces.